Welcome to Out of the Box from Hudson County Community College. In these podcasts, we bring you timely discussions about education, people, programs, events, issues, and hopefully solutions that affect the education and enrichment of the people of Hudson County. I'm Chris Reber, president of Hudson County Community College, and your podcast host. In this session, we'll discuss the important roles women are playing in today's business world and how the Hudson County Community College business offerings can prepare women and men to succeed in business. Joining me today is the assistant professor and coordinator of business programs in our college's business, culinary, and hospitality division, Elana Winslow. Welcome, Elana.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure having you here. And we're delighted to welcome back to her alma mater, Betsy Apena, who graduated Hudson County Community College with her Associate in Science in Business Administration in 2017. Welcome, Betsy. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Dr. Reber. Thanks for having me here.
Professor Winslow, you are known on campus as a really dynamic teacher, one who promotes what we call active learning, which I want to talk about today. And I know this firsthand because you invited me into one of your classes, and she's really phenomenal. You've been here now for 11 years.
Yes.
And you actually created the Associate Degree in Business program.
Correct. So we had an Associates of Arts in Liberal Arts Business, but we saw a need for our students to have a more transferable degree. And we worked with our partner colleges, our partner four-year schools, NJCU, Rutgers, St. Peter's, to create this Associate of Science in Business Administration. And Betsy was probably one of the first cohorts now, going back a few years, of students who completed that degree.
Yeah. So, and we want to hear from Betsy about her experience and where she's headed. But I think this is a really important point. We here at Hudson County Community College are working hand in glove with our four-year sister college and university partners so that our students can complete their studies here, and if they choose, move on seamlessly to complete a bachelor's, master's, often doctoral degrees at any of our neighboring institutions. And in this case, both Elana and Betsy Betsy's currently enrolled at Rutgers, Newark. Elana earned her MBA in Rutgers Business School, so they have a lot in common. But Elana, can you tell us a little bit about your experience at Hudson as an instructor and our business programs and some of the opportunities we offer our students?
I think that when I think of Hudson and I think of our business curriculum, I don't think of just what goes on in the classroom. We offer so much more. As you mentioned, our really good and close relationships with our sister schools. We have we are invited on campus often to have our students are given the opportunity to see the classes, the clubs, the opportunities on those campuses. We bring in speakers from our partner schools here to excite our students and show them what's happening or what they could hope when they transfer. But we also offer a lot of other opportunities for students. We have the Goldman Sachs College Collaborative. We have the NJC4, Rutgers Business School. This is near and dear to my heart. New Jersey County College Case Competition, sponsored also by M&T Bank. Betsy was in our first Hudson group that went there. We've been invited back every year that this competition has gone on. We won second place one year, statewide. Team Hudson won. I cried. Fantastic. It was very exciting. So we offer a lot out of the classroom. It's not just what's going on in the classroom. Trips, internships.
Hugely important. So our students are involved in the business community and in the corporate world. In the Goldman Sachs program, they're actually working in teams on a real project at an organization. I think this year it's Microsoft. And then they're doing case study presentations of their business plans on Wall Street in New York City. And you take students to Wall Street, don't you?
So
tell us a little about that.
I've taken students to Bloomberg corporate headquarters to learn about organizational culture. I've taken students to New York Stock Exchange, Federal Reserve Bank. I've taken students many years back, to a courthouse to see the operations and how things, business law students. And last year, or a year and a half ago, it's hard to remember now, I took the Intro to Business students to an Amazon processing facility to learn about operations and supply chain. But one of the cool things is you never know what students are going to pick up on and what they're going to learn. So when we were at Amazon, we went to learn about operations, but we learned about HR and organizational culture. Students learned that Amazon provided a prayer room for employees, and that they were helping employees go back to school. So I think being out in the professional world and in the professional setting, students are gaining just as much as they're gaining in the classroom.
So Betsy, you are off and running in a career in business. And can you tell us a little bit about certainly where you're headed, but maybe starting with what your experience was like at Hudson County Community College and what you're now doing at Rutgers and what you hope to do in the future?
Thank you, Dr. Reber. It's an honor to be here. And then my experience, it was really awesome. I joined at different kind of organizations. When I joined Hudson Community College, I was very shy. English is my second language, and I didn't want to speak. I remember that. And then after I have amazing advisors, mentors, I joined different clubs. I joined a business club, an accounting club, and then I met Professor Elana. She gave me a lot of support, and she told me you have to conquer your fear. And that's what I did. I know that transition was a little bit hard at the beginning, but this is what I am right now. And I'm so really empowered, try to continue doing. One of the things I love it's because these kind of organizations help you to boost your skills. And that's, I always empower and encourage all the students to do that.
Fantastic. And you're currently studying supply chain management.
Correct.
At Rutgers. What do you hope to do in the future?
Well, I have so many goals, dreams. I want to continue assisting different kind of businesses, small businesses, especially. I love to work on business, women business, when they can sometimes have the lack of experience, and giving my expertise, try to give back to the community, Excellent. Especially what Hudson taught me since I started here.
Fantastic. And with regard to your Hudson experience, looking back on it, was it what you expected? Was it different than what you expected?
Well, in some point, yes. At the beginning, I decided only to get my associate degree. And at the end, I decided to continue my education. That's what I heard from different advisors and professors, because that's the only way to be successful. And that's what I'm continue doing, and I'm so proud I can probably encourage and motivate several students, including my family.
Fantastic. And you actually participated in one of the county college competitions
Yes.
when you were here. Yes. What was that experience like for you?
It was an amazing experience. I remember we have our Professor Elana and all the committee for Hudson Community College helping us, because we were very stressed at the beginning. But when we went over there, we felt very supported. And of course, we want to win. But so we did our best, and for the first time, we did great.
Fantastic. Elana, the world is changing daily, I mean exponentially. I was a classics major as an undergraduate. Every once in a while I like to be able to tap into that. So Heraclitus said, the only constant is change. And that's certainly what we're experiencing right now. Can you talk with us about how women's roles and engagement in the business and corporate world is changing, and what the opportunities going forward look like for women?
Okay, so on campus, it's really empowering, as Betsy said, and exciting to see so many women students excited about roles in business in a variety of different functions. I've attended in the last few years the New Jersey Business and Industry Association Women's Leadership Forum, and something I heard a few years back in 2015, which I bring into the classroom, which is something for students to think about, was in 2015 the New York Times ran an article that said there are more CEOs named John out of the S&P 1500 than all of the female CEOs. So students really stop to think about that. And at least in my management class, we have students work on a project profiling a CEO or a top executive at a company. And I like to let them think about maybe focusing on a woman CEO. And I think a lot of students have gotten inspired in that way. And when they hear statistics like the one I just mentioned, that it's not just a cute takeaway, it's something to think about. How can we change things? How can things be different? How are things different now than they were, the statistics from 2015? Maybe in 2021 we'll see the gap closing a little bit. So hopefully staying involved, at least locally, and JBIA offers really great support. And the last leadership forum I went to, 2019, the last academic year, there was a convergence of women in business and government, which I think is a great relationship and something for our students to really think about, opportunities for women in both areas in New Jersey.
Absolutely. I mean, we see a growing proportion of elected officials at all levels of government being women. And we have the first woman vice president right now. And those things are really inspirational. Elana, there's some pretty interesting statistics right now, I think, aren't there, that actually women-owned businesses are often outperforming male-owned businesses, even though there aren't as many of them. So the opportunities for our students are really phenomenal. Betsy, what do you hope to be able to ultimately accomplish through your work in business? Do you have any personal aspirational goals because you talked about giving back?
Yes. I would love to work in a nonprofit organization. I know it was hard for me to get to the business environment. Probably share my experience and try to get the support. Especially how I said before, there is a lot businesswomen, they wanna have their own businesses. And sometimes they didn't have the opportunities. They are single mothers, or probably they have different activities going on in their life. Let me tell you, you have to be confident, you have to be determined, and then you have to get the support. That's the most important thing. And then that's the way how you are.
And when you arrived at Hudson, were you learning English at that time?
Oh yes, I studied the English as a second language. It was hard at the beginning. I remember it took me 2 years, but the only way was I have to keep going. I know there were several times I want to give up because it was hard, but at the end I decided to keep going. And that's what I joined the different kind of organizations, different kind of activities, and they helped me a lot to improve my pronunciation. And that's when I went to the college classes, I can be able to succeed.
A third of our students start at Hudson speaking English as a second language. And so many of our students are learning English while studying in post-secondary education. It is so inspirational. Thinking about my own experience, I speak English as a first language. I went to an English-speaking institution, and I had to struggle, and I was a full-time student, and I didn't have to work while I was at college. And it was tough. And when I had the opportunity and the honor of talking with our students and hearing about their life stories, like starting here and learning English while you're beginning your college career in an English-speaking, primarily institution, like attending school full-time while working 30 hours or 40 hours a week, while raising children, while caring for family members. These are phenomenal sort of multiple challenges that our students so beautifully navigate. And when they finish here, they go on, like Betsy, to pursue education. Many wind up going to Ivy League schools, to Research One universities. Many pursue graduate degrees. We're proud of the fact that a fair number of our alumni come back and work here and teach here. And that just enriches the experience. But I've never in my 41 years of work in post-secondary education been so inspired by our students. And you are a great example of that. And we're so proud of you. And you speak beautifully, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I get nervous speaking, and I speak English. Elana, is there anything you would like to share for prospective students, maybe folks in our community that aren't sure if they want to take that next step and start their college education? What advice would you give them, or maybe what experience have you had that they would benefit from?
So I think really it's what we offer here in the business area in particular, but I know college-wide, it's an experience. It's not just a class, it's not just a curriculum, it's an experience. So you come here and you can go on, there's supplemental trips, and there are clubs and competitions, and it really becomes this entire experience of being a student here, which makes it so meaningful. And the other piece of advice I would give is to speak to alums like Betsy. Betsy doesn't just inspire us, she inspired her family. Her brother came here, and now a second brother coming here. They didn't know if they wanted to, they didn't know if they can do it, but they looked at Betsy's success, and they really saw all of the wonderful opportunities that she had here. And she's building a career. She's a local businesswoman now, and she makes me proud.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are so phenomenally proud of our students. One of the things I enjoy most in my work is having the opportunity to talk to and get to know our students. I often host Pizza with the President when I actually have an opportunity to speak one-on-one with students. And what I am hearing more and more frequently from our students is stories like, when I started at Hudson, I wasn't sure that I could really, balance college with all of the other challenges in my life. And I expected that I would come to class, do my work, leave, and try to make efficient use of my time. But I didn't expect to become so engaged in the college community. Many students then speak about, similar to your experiences, how this became not only an opportunity to earn post-secondary education, but it became family. Students are often sharing with us that this feels like home, or a second home, like the Hudson community has a sense of a family relationship, an extended family. And I have to say, I've experienced that in my 2.5 years here as well. It's an incredibly caring community, one of the most diverse student communities in the nation, appropriate to the region that we serve, located in the most diverse city in the nation. And our students, just to a person, are navigating so many different issues at the same time and bringing their real world experience and their cultural backgrounds into not only the classroom, but into the whole fabric of the college. So it's an absolutely wonderful place to be. And we often end these podcasts, actually we always end them, with my asking you if you could describe Hudson County Community College in one word, what would that word be? Elana, what would your word be?
So to me, I keep up with a lot of former students and current students, and I feel proud. Proud is the word that comes to mind. I'm proud of their accomplishments. They're proud of themselves. I've seen the evolution of students. I teach, intro to business. I've seen as they've gone through the curriculum and their experience here, become more proud of their accomplishments on campus, carry themselves differently. So really, I see students, I've been here 11 years. I've seen students go off and move mountains like Betsy. So to me, being proud.
Proud. Excellent. Betsy, what word would you choose?
I would choose family. Even though Rutgers is an amazing institution, but I always miss Hudson Community College. Here, we were supported, we were touched like a family, and then we were encouraged. And if I couldn't be able to get my associate degree here, probably I couldn't be able to survive at Rutgers.
Family. Proud family. My word is always inspirational. Thank you all so much for being with us today. And thank you for joining us for this session of Out of the Box. We hope you'll visit our website, hccc.edu, and share this videocast with your family and friends. And please stay safe and well.